And welcome back to Subculture After Dark. Well, I know that there are a lot of fans out there of the band Soil, and I know that you guys are all very excited right now about the band coming back to our shores after so many years, and we thought, hey, you know what? You guys deserve a little bit of a treat tonight, so we've actually got Tim from the band on the phone right now to chat a little bit about this tour. Welcome to the program, Tim.
Hey, how you doing?
Now, mate, I am going so well, and I am so excited about you guys being able to head back to Australia. How are you feeling about this Australian tour?
Oh, we're super excited about it. I mean, this will be our third time in Australia, and me personally, I absolutely love it there. I just love everything about the scenery, the culture, the fans, everything. So it's going to be a real treat to come back, and we're really looking forward to it. And we couldn't ask for a better package, Static X and Soil, and playing the venues that we are. So we're completely excited and stoked on our end.
Now, of course, Tim, you are one of the original members of the band, and the band over the years have seen lineup changes and so much stuff. But how does it feel for the band now to feel like it's in a really secure place? You're coming off the back of an album that your fans have absolutely loved. How does it feel being a member of Soil right now?
I mean, it's been a long 26 years, and anytime you have a band that lasts, spans decades, you're always gonna, for the most part, lose members, maybe have members come back, things like that. And we're just really fortunate now to have, the main core of the band. 3 out of the original 5, which is me, Ryan, and Adam, are still in the band. So it's definitely a unique situation, and we have the original singer, so that's really all that matters, as far as I'm concerned with the band. So we're on a good note. We've been doing this a long time. We've had some ups, we've had some downs, and the past, I want to say probably 10 years, we've been more on the upswing. We've been doing great festivals. We've had a lot of success with the music we've put out. We've done a lot of great things. So I have absolutely no complaints, and I attest that to, perseverance on our end and an amazing fan base that's been really supportive of us over the years.
Yeah, being together for 26 years, I see so many bands come and go. Like, some bands will come out with a brilliant album and then you never hear from them again. What do you put down to that secret for that longevity for yourself and the band? Is there something there that you think has made the band last for 26 years?
Major stupidity. No, I'm kidding. For us, it's always been, we always feel that we've been a band for the people. We've never been very flashy. We've never been following trends. We've always kind of, played the music that was true to our hearts, and our fan base, really gravitated towards that. And, there were times when this band was, at a very low point, and, the fans, always stuck by us and always encouraged us to keep going on. And, we powered through that. And, it's something that we love to do. And when you're a musician and you love what you do, and you're in a band that you really believe in the music, and you have fans that really believe in you and what you're doing, and basically some of them have said that we've saved their lives with our music, that's a very powerful thing. And as a musician, you yearn to do it. And we've been fortunate enough to be able to make enough money doing it, and be able to travel and go to some great places and come back to those great places. And it's just been a whole accumulation of things, a lot of perseverance, a lot of, sometimes when you're down, you got to know that you're down and you can pick yourself back up. And when you're back up on top, you can't let it get to your head, because, you might be dipping back down again in the future. It's just a lot of kind of, peaks and valleys, and, navigating those, and, just staying true to what you do. And the other thing that really helps is, we all get along as people, and we're all still friends. It's not one of those bands where everybody's traveling in a separate, vehicle, or, we just talk to each other when we see each other on stage. I mean, we're going out to lunch and dinner with each other, having laughs, making fun of things, and stuff like that. So we kind of still have that that band gang mentality. It's not one of those bands where it's like people can't stand each other and they're just tolerating each other. And I think that has a lot to do with it as well.
You mentioned about fans telling you that your music has saved their lives. That's something that I've always noticed about Soil as a band. Your songs and lyrics are so honest and so raw. What's that been like for you over the years when fans have come up to you and said things like, your music has saved my life?
I mean, it's just mind blowing. I mean, there's been, and I can't even count how many times I've heard that. They're just like, the lyrics meant so much to me, and it's what I've been going through, or the music, just brought out this emotion in me and stuff. And Ryan, writes all the lyrics and stuff, and he very much, one of the great things about Ryan as a vocalist and a lyricist is he very much wears his heart on his sleeve. He doesn't really tell stories like fantasy type stories, and it's not about doing cocaine and partying and stuff. He tells real life stories and real stories of angst and anger and things that you deal with in everyday life and things like that. And I think a lot of people can resonate towards that. And along with the music being heavy, and we build it around like the lyrical content and things like that. I think it's just accumulation of just being very real and very true to yourself that people see through that. And to hear somebody say that I'd be dead, I would have committed suicide, or I'd be dead if I didn't have the Scars record or the Redefined record or whatever record to get me through it, and I've listened to it 100 times over. I mean, that's powerful. That alone makes you feel what you're doing is worthwhile, and it's special, and it means something.
Yeah. Going back 26 years, if someone had said to you at the very genesis of the band that 26 years later you guys would still be going strong, producing great music and about to tour Australia, what would you have said to them?
I mean, I always thought this band could do some great things. I mean, that's why we kind of put it together, but I don't know. I never would have thought it would have lasted 26 years, Yeah. Maybe a maximum of 10, but never this long. I mean, we're very fortunate, very privileged, to have lasted this long. I think when we got the band together, we didn't really expect much because we formed it as a side project. We didn't have any expectations. We didn't have any dreams of becoming, multi-platinum sellers and things like that at the time. And we just kind of shot from the hip and did it because we liked it. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was crazy. It literally started off as a side project. And here we are now talking about going to Australia 26 years later.
Now, you said before this is the third time coming to Australia. Do you have fond memories of Australia and your Australian fans?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the first time we came, it was Dope and Soil, and we kind of got a taste of, what everything was like. And then the second time we came, we did Soundwave 2024 or 2014, and wow, that was just mind blowing. We had the most amazing slot. We were right in between Rob Zombie and Korn as they were switching stages. So Rob Zombie went on, then we went on while Korn was getting set up on the stage next to us. And so we had that whole crowd, 20-some thousand people that had just watched Rob Zombie turn focus onto Soil and then turn focus back onto Korn. So, I mean, we had the amazing crowd. I mean, the way they set that festival up to where everybody was traveling together in top star accommodations. I mean, it was just mind blowing at how awesome it was and how many great bands were on it. And everybody, I mean, they just treated you with such respect, and the fans were so awesome. So, I mean, that was a once in a lifetime opportunity in and of itself. And then to be able to come back, now with Static X and play some bigger rooms and do it again is going to be absolutely awesome. I personally love Australia. To me, it's like if you took Los Angeles, California, and London, England, and put them in a blender,
Yep.
is exactly what you get. And those are two of my favorite places on the face of the earth. So you put those two together and you have Australia, it's even better, you know?
A lot of people say that there's so many elements, especially where I live. I'm in Melbourne, and a lot of people say that our city kind of has that old world charm of London, but then you travel out of the city centre and a kilometre later you're on a beach that looks like LA. Is that what you've found as well when you've been to Melbourne?
Oh, absolutely. What made those two connections for me is like all the signs and all kind of the the way things are worded and stuff is definitely in like the UK type standards. But then when you get out and you start talking to the people and like you said, the scenery and the trees and the oceans and the sand and stuff is very LA and Los Angeles. So it to me, I was just like, wow, it feels like a total combination of both, and it's absolutely great. And the Aussie people are just so fun and laid back and just awesome to hang out with, and I can't say enough great things about it. I'm so excited to go back 9 years later. It's been a while since we've been there, so I'm really looking forward to not only playing the music, but to also hang out with the fans and the people and get back to that great culture and the great attitudes that you guys all have out there.
Definitely. Is there anything that you like doing here away from the stage? Like, is there something that you've got your heart set on doing this time around while you're here?
Well, I'm a huge ocean fanatic, like coral reefs and scuba diving and snorkeling. And I mean, you can't get anything better than the Great Barrier Reef, which is right there in Australia. And although I haven't been able to snorkel or scuba dive in there, I'm going to try to at least figure out how I can at least get in there and at least snorkel around for a little bit, or find a way to at least get in the water over there. Because the last time we were there, the 2 times we were there before, the schedules were just so rigorous. I made it to a few public aquariums and got to walk on the beach, but I didn't actually get to go in the water and see any coral reefs. So I'm trying to plan it to where I can spend an extra day and just kind of just dip my feet in there and see some amazing things. So.
Yeah. Where's the most amazing place you've ever snorkeled? I think for me it was Phi Phi Island in Thailand. Where's the most amazing place that you've ever been, and do you have a favorite beach?
I mean, so far I'm dying to snorkel or dive in the Great Barrier Reef. I haven't had a chance, but my all-time favorite as of right now has been snorkeling in Maui, Hawaii. Yep. There's a little crescent-shaped crater that's just off in the middle of the ocean there, and they just have some of the most brilliant fish you've ever seen in your life right there. I've heard amazing things about like where you've gone, and I've gone snorkeling in Mexico and all over the place, but so far, the one that still remains to be beaten in my book, is Maui, Hawaii. But I have a feeling if I dip my face into the Great Barrier Reef, I'd be in for a real treat and be like, well, there's my favorite now. So I'm trying for it.
Definitely. And apparently because of like with all the lockdowns and everything we had here during COVID, the reef is at its healthiest that it's been at for decades. So yeah, you'll be in for a real treat, I think.
That's amazing to hear, because I've been following it a lot with the coral bleaching and the global warming that's been eating up certain parts, and that's just, I mean, it's devastating. I've really been like heartbroken about hearing all that. But like you said, with COVID and a lot of people staying away from stuff, it really gave the earth and a lot of places a lot of chances to heal and get back to some really exciting things. Like, I mean, there were places where fish were vacant, and during COVID, when they stopped all the commercialism and things of that, like a lot of stuff came back. So that's really encouraging. Not having a plague, but it's encouraging to see that something good came out of it all.
Definitely. Well, Tim, I know we are running out of time very, very quickly, and you've got other interviews to get to. So to wrap up, what would you like to say to people out there who are thinking about heading along to check you guys out on this tour?
I just want to say you're in store for an amazing show with Static X. First and foremost, they have such amazing things. It's they're at the top of their game. I mean, they're at the absolute height of their career right now. So definitely don't miss that. Soil, we are going to be playing all songs off our album Scars, our most popular record. So the Soil fans are for a real treat for that, because we're going to play songs like a couple of the songs we've never played live before, a couple of the songs we haven't played live in 20 years. So you're going to be getting all Scars, all tour, and that's going to be something pretty special too for the fans. And you combine both of the bands, and there's just a lot of high energy. So if you miss this, you're missing out on a great night of rock and metal. So please come on out if you have the means to do so.
Definitely. Well, Tim, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today. It's been an absolute honour having you on the show, mate, and I think we're going to take a listen to a track off Scars right now. So thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you for the interview, and hopefully we'll see y'all in a few weeks.